longevity of what's been going on that, that is pretty well established. And it's the number of, the square footage of space in sports stores that is present in the UK compared to other territories, other countries. The only other place I've seen in Europe that is very similar to the UK in terms of the density and the opportunity and the number of places to buy is Amsterdam. Do you do Amsterdam?
Yeah.
You should actually go. Yeah, you should go to Amsterdam and walk the street, the main drag there, and that will give you an idea of, that they are particularly well developed in Amsterdam. Not so much in Rotterdam, not so much in
Is there
other
anything
places.
culturally which it would explain why it's less penetrated, or there's less sports stores, or is there less of a sneaker culture?
Yeah, it's because in the UK you had really strong entrepreneurial drive from, at least 7 or 8 regional independents, the likes of All Sports, First Sport, JD, Sports Direct, whatever. And these guys saw the opportunity early and went for it much more aggressively. And in the UK, you could, over the past 20 years, access retail sites much more easily than in Europe because of the nature of leases in the UK, which have been, or were generally upward only 25-year upward only reviews. You had plenty of investment going in from the property guys into building super shopping centres. That afforded the opportunity for lots of retailers to get space. Now, if you go to Europe, it's a completely different offer in terms of getting retail space and acquiring space. In France, it's particularly difficult. You're having to pay premiums, not as many shopping centres, and those shopping centres that are tend to be food and sort of bulky goods out of town. In Germany, it's very much fragmented. There's no strong independent chains. So, UK was unique in having both the driving force behind it in terms of entrepreneurs and the opportunity for those entrepreneurs to gain sites. Not as easy in Europe.
Got it. And in terms of if you looked at sort of sales per square foot, if you look at the UK sales and EBIT per square foot that they generate, is there any reason why Europe can't get to those levels? I mean, obviously France is a much bigger country, so I don't know if there's anything that structurally means that the level that you can achieve in the UK can't be replicated.
Anything I gave you there would be a guess. It wouldn't be based on fact. And really, if I'd go to somebody like CBRE and get some data from them on, square footage, cost per square foot in different cities. I don't have that information.
But just generally, if you were sales per square foot should, over time, do you think that JD can achieve the level that?
Yeah, potentially in the major cities. So there's no reason why you couldn't get as much in the centre of Berlin, centre of Paris, centre of Amsterdam as you could in the centre of other big British cities.
But it'd be lower outside in once you leave the big cities in Europe because maybe it's
I think certainly if in Western Europe I think there's plenty of opportunity because there's some pretty substantial big cities. You've got Munich, you've got Düsseldorf, you've got Cologne, you've got Berlin, you've got Frankfurt, in Germany, obviously. So, there is opportunity there. But if you went to Eastern Europe, not so much opportunity, there because per capita income is so much lower. So the biggest opportunity at the minute is in Western Europe, I would say. And I wouldn't say I'd dismiss the Balkans and Eastern Europe, but certainly it's not the same opportunity as in Western Europe, which is where JD are, to be fair, because they've acquired retailers in Holland, Perisport, Acme Sport, in France, Show Sport, in Spain, Sprinter, so they get that. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess just sort of summarising on Europe, you think there's a runway of opportunity. I think they've got 200 stores. Do you have any sense of what is a sort of an appropriate level of stores scale for JD to then be able to generate interesting profits? I mean, do you think they double that store count?
I think they could end up with as many stores in Europe as